Hello and welcome to the Trade Ideas Market Recap for Monday, September the 22nd. My name is Barry Enerson. I'm the moderator of the trading room. This is the address to get into the room, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. Only took 3 trades today. I found it pretty tough to find setups that I like. Nonetheless, I did find 3 that 2 of them worked out pretty well, and the third one did not. So let's just take a look at the trades. Thor, Thor. Now, Thor saw this action here on an alert, the stock that was starting to move up. But what really drew my attention to it, and let me just bring up the daily, was on the daily chart. And you can see how here on, let's see, what date is this? This is, look like it's August the 6th. Had a huge day down and all the way down from $32 down to $22. And now it's had a slow but steady recovery ever since. This is a daily chart. And then you can see today a nice big green bar. So when I saw this, I mean, this is a nice big gap to fill still. I mean, arguably, it's got another $4 or so until it gets up to this point here. But so when I saw this, I thought, okay, this is definitely going to be worth watching. And so I took the trade. It tried to get through 27th, the whole number a couple of times. I think right there, 27.15 there. These are again 5-minute charts, 27.13 here. And I kind of waited. It was a little bit frothy, but I ended up taking the trade at 27.06. And a little hard to see here, but I exited half at 27.43 and the other half at 27.49. And I see later on it hit a high of 27.70, but this very, very choppy, and it's certainly nothing smooth. So I was happy with the result in this trade. Again, I'll watch this again tomorrow. Based on this chart, I have to see if now the bulls have taken over and they might just try to run it and close the gap somewhat. So definitely going to be watching this one tomorrow. The next one was Lionsgate Films, and this came on the bounce play. Here are my candles coming down, and I was looking for the bounce right here. Took the trade at 32.61, and it tried to hold for quite a while, but then it started to give it up, and I actually said in the room that I was going to be out right here at 32.51. Luckily, I followed my rule on this one, and I got out at 32.51 because on this bar, it just kept going down 32.33, the next one down to 32.18. So very, very good that I obeyed my stop and got out at 32.51 on this. And it really hasn't recovered, and it's just sort of slowly sliding down. And the last one is TRS. Now I'm actually still in half of TRS. Now TRS, you can see, we'd seen this in the pre-market, and it had been beaten up pretty severely. 29.56 it closed, and I shouldn't say so severely. It had been beaten up, and so it was definitely one to watch, and it just continued down dramatically. Here again, a close at 29.56 and it hit a low at 24.57. So definitely a dramatic percentage decrease in this one. So, but I wanted to watch it again. I love the play, try to play the bounce, and so I was watching it here, and you can see that it just started to consolidate quite a bit right underneath the whole number of 26. And so definitely a nice looking pattern if you like to play the bounces. You got the big steep decline and then all of a sudden a consolidation. So of course what I'm looking for is a pop over the whole number with maybe some volume. And you can see on this bar right here, there's the volume. And there was the pop up to 26.15. Came back down a little bit, but I took the trade at 26.16. So this volume bar definitely alerted me to the fact that maybe something was going to start happening. So I took the trade at 26.16, and I was out half at 26.56. I'm actually still in the trade for the last half. We have another hour to go, I think, in the market, or less than an hour, so 50 minutes, 50 minutes. And I'm going to see what happens. It has held steady. At the beginning of the day, this was incredibly spready. The difference between the bid and the ask was crazy. Very difficult to pick a spot. Even if if you liked it here, it was very difficult to pick a spot for the bounce. But It has settled down a lot, and so at this point, there's really no reason for me to sell it. So I'm going to hold it, see if it can break. Let's see, 2672 is the high for the day. I'm going to see if it can break above that high, and but if not, though, probably what I would do on this one is, let's see, what's the low right here, 2652. If it gets down to 2650, I will exit the trade. Otherwise, I'm going to hold it, and I will not hold it overnight, but I'll hold it until maybe the bitter end just to see what happens. So that's it for today. It wasn't. It was a lot of work just to try to find the stocks that I like to that I like to trade. I mean, there were other ones out there, of course, and other people have different ways of trading the market. And I know some people were trading. What is that stock? It is. Just one second. Yeah, as I was saying, some in the room have were trading this stock, CNET, and you can see why. I mean, CNET on Friday had a tremendous day, from $1.03 all the way up to $2.71, and it had the big sell-off, quite a big sell-off, and which is can be a little bit scary. You know, I mean, people who got up here at 271 have seen it sell off to $1.95, assuming that they didn't sell it, and so they're holding on, hoping and praying that it would pop up, and it certainly did. It's a very similar pattern. If you look at, again, this is Friday's daily candle, this is today's, so a very similar pattern so far. Now, this might close a bit. But you can see that we had a big all the way up to almost $4, and then the sell-off down to here. So very similar patterns. I might watch it tomorrow. Sometimes third day lucky on these, but I'm not sure exactly. Obviously, not sure exactly what's going to happen with it. But a lot of people were playing it from here, and a couple of, I think one of the posters in the room actually predicted that it would get through three, and it certainly did, and it almost hit four. So, but I when I was looking at this, I almost got in here because not a bad little pattern, a bit of the consolidation on the 5-minute chart, and then the pop right here. I still am not these are low price stocks, and even though I do trade them, I'm still not as comfortable with low price stocks as I am with some of the more higher priced ones. I just find they're a little too volatile, and especially when I saw that daily chart on the Friday daily chart and the big sell off, I just didn't have the same trust. I think that if this hadn't sold off as much as it did, if it had closed, near the high of the day, I may have had a lot more confidence in it. But anyway, didn't trade it, but I know some people did. So that's a wrap for today. And let me just bring back the cover page. And I hope to see you in the trading room tomorrow.